My name is Robert Christopher Wayne Weathers. I live at 3102 Center Hill Road, Ecru, Mississippi, 38841. I am still under attack by Scientology. So let me explain Scientology. There are more than 3 dimensions. This is a fact. There are 12 dimensions in total. We have biology in these extra dimensions, a plethora of extra dimensional body parts that you can't see while you are alive. We utilize this extra dimensional biology to have an afterlife. The human genome produces a 12-dimensional humanoid designed to fly through outer space. We live in outer space after death. We have a head covering with 2 horns. We have big heads and big torsos, short arms and big hands. Our skin glows, our eyes glow, and we can breathe fire. We are Anunnakis. That is the human afterlife experience in the human bloodline. Scientology is the practice of removing this extra dimensional biology from themselves while they are still alive. They use technology and techniques to turn them into upper dimensional vehicles, biologies in which they can drive through the upper dimensions. Aliens. They look alien in appearance. They lose their horns. They lose a large percentage of their biology. And they use organs and tissues from other humans and other species in an attempt to make themselves whole and function properly. So they take tissues from other humans and other species such as reptiles, insects, and worms. They make various alien forms. They make blue bloods, green aliens, grays, whites, and then they make lizard people using lizard body parts, and they make insectoids using insect body parts, and they make worm people using worm body parts. So these are the aliens. People on Earth are driving aliens through the upper dimensions at this very moment. They are on Earth. They are invisible to the naked eye. They are invisible to those among the living. A large percentage of the people practicing Scientology have become criminal. They steal biologies from people, biological theft. They traffic humans. They rape, torture, murder, molest, mutilate. Identity fraud. They force compliance among people. If you are anybody that they are interested in, if you have a job position in which they desire, such as a government agency or politics or big business or marketing companies or social media companies, internet companies, tech companies, if you have a business or a job position in which they desire to control, they may force you to assimilate or turn you into a surrogate so they can control your behavior. So people on Earth have been driving aliens onto my location for the last 13 years and using them to harm me and my family. So let me get into their technology and why this is happening. First off, they have technology that interfaces with their brain and central nervous system, biotech. Scientology is a medical field of study. It is the act of removing body parts from a human being and putting them out in outer space, driving them around. And they install technology which allows them to do this. So some of this technology records sensory perception input. Some of it interfaces with your brain and central nervous system and records things like sight, smell, taste, touch, hearing, and it allows the users to interact with each other in a digital landscape and communicate with each other. So we have an internal voice. It's a sort of telepathy. Some of this technology artificially stimulates brain and central nervous system tissue. They are stimulating their neurons and glands. This elevates neurochemicals such as dopamine, norepinephrine, and serotonin, and it elevates hormones such as growth hormone, testosterone, and estrogen. It is having an extremely narcotic-like effect upon the user. So they are high off this technology. It is causing severe psychological issues within these people. They are delusional, psychotic. They are extremely irritable, quick to become violent. They are petty, jealous. Toxic masculinity is rampant, and they are experiencing something akin to roid rage with their elevated hormones and neurochemicals. They are extremely violent people. On top of this, they are conditioned to remove body parts from the human race. Whoever they want to do it to, they get away with doing it. They remove body parts for surrogate purposes and to complete their alien forms. They take anybody they want to take. They force assimilation upon anybody they want to force it on. They murder people. So, this all started for me over 13 years ago. Some Scientologists found me on social media participating in politics and writing literature. I am a very intelligent human being. I have a very attractive personality. I debated a lot in politics and religion. This made some of them mad, especially the debates on religion. How I don't believe in God. I'm agnostic. I have to have evidence to believe or evidence to understand things before I can take a given subject as fact. But these people know who God is. They see the afterlife. They wanted to put me in my place. So they installed technology. First, it was mind reading technology. They call it a preservation device. It records sensory perception input and our internal voice. They wanted to read my thoughts. They wanted to invade my privacy. This became apparent when these people started using platforms such as Facebook to communicate with me, and it was apparent that they were seeing into my environment. I did not accept their advances. I told them to get away from me, to leave me alone. Next thing I know, the government comes. Barack Obama and some other people, and installed technology in my brain. Hive mind technology. They probably took body parts too. They told me they had found a device. But some of these people in the hive were hostile. They started complaining to me about how I didn't believe in God and this and that, and they were extremely hostile. Started picking on me. Well, they turned the hive mind technology off. I stopped hearing voices. I stopped seeing things. Then I became very ill. My head swelled up. I could feel things stuck inside of me, inside of my ear, my brain, my face. Then people in the world started stealing my intellectual property. I'm an author. I write for fun in my spare time. I study a lot. People started writing about my works. So these people got to witness me write my creations, my literature. I'm part Native American. My Native American name is Crazy Bird. I just got assaulted on my foot. That hurts. So I wrote Crazy Bird comics. It's about Crazy Bird. First he was just a normal superhero saving the planet. Then he was a cyborg. I have different variations. Some of them he's magical, and some of it he's just a scientist trying to save the planet using science and technology. Then Thunder Beings and Buffalo Bob. I haven't put a lot of work into my comic books because I've been working on another one of my works of literature, which is the ECA. So I wrote the Environment Creation Agency and Buffalo Dollars. It's about a government agency that is a science council that replaces the Federal Reserve and prints money from the bottom up as trickle-up economics using Buffalo currency, Buffalo Dollars. So I put most of my time into writing the ECA. I wrote Alien Bob, Space Bob, Bob, Bug Bob, and several other stories. It's about helping life on this planet evolve into a spacefaring race or a spacefaring species and to help colonize other planets using life from Earth. It's about evolution and colonizing space and other planets. Then I wrote Jewelcraft. It's about gems, jewel crafting, and making weapons and tools from magical gemstones. So these people got to witness me write this literature, and they became attracted to it. They started selling seats to my phone service to other Scientologists to let them steal information from me. And I had to mention, when all this was starting, I got a letter in the mail saying that they were going to hold a hearing to determine my mental status, that the government was. And if they had found me mentally ill, that there were superior surveillance technologies that they could use on me. So the government has a law in which they can put people that are mentally ill under surveillance. There are laws in which determine what they can and can't do. They can't do this to you. They can't make you hear voices. They can't make you see things. They can't steal body parts. They can put stuff in you with a warrant. But there has to be some kind of laws to determine what they can do because this is highly invasive. You stick something in somebody's brain, they fall over dead or they get sick, violently ill. So the people that held this hearing are Scientologists. They wanted to get away with what they were doing to me, and it was already out in the open. 13 years ago, first contact was made, and I became aware that somebody was doing things to me. So then they go to the court system to try to get themselves out of it. So fast forward to today, these people got to witness me write my intellectual property, and have stolen some of it. They wanted the biology that goes along with it. They wanted to try to put my intelligence on another human being. So they started stealing brain tissue and putting it on their alien forms. It is part of their practices that they do this. They steal brain and organ tissues and use this tissue to complete their alien forms. They have to have brain and organ tissue to complete their alien forms so they're drivable. And they didn't stop. They took more and more biology till I have none left. And then they tortured me. This turned into a snuff film. They are making a snuff film in the upper dimensions using this technology, this hive mind technology. Everything's being recorded. And then they are modifying some of the footage to make it look like, oh, I'm in the wrong. I'm doing something wrong, to somehow justify their criminal behavior against me or to change what they're doing to me. They are very high strung, very energetic. So this technology gives them the ability to drive other organisms that are not their own. They can drive humans, animals, insects, and worms in any dimension. So the parts of my biology that they did not use for transplants, they are using it for surrogate making purposes. They're putting together biologies using my body parts so they can drive them around. It is body parts are valuable to them, and if they can get a surrogate with my biology on it, or if they can get transplants from my biology, they consider that valuable. Body parts are commodities to these people. They need them to complete their employment process, which is Scientology, creating aliens. They won't leave me alone. So they use this telepathy to harass me, berate me. They try to come up with some false narrative which claims that I've done something wrong to somehow justify their criminal behavior against me. They premeditate my death. They keep telling me they're going to kill me, giving me death threats. And they plan on doing this. So they have put parasites in my biology, worms with teeth. And they are using these worms with teeth as first a torture device. They keep me itchy and burny. And then they use them to take out organs and tissues. They use them to assault me. And they are premeditating my death using these worms. I am very sick. I have brain fog. My brain doesn't work right anymore. Neither does my digestive system. They won't stop talking to me. They give me sneers and uh, facial poses, in which is harassment. Like one of them does this, like he's swishing water around in his mouth, and it all up in my face. After he does something horrible to me, like assaults me or removes brain tissue. It's toxic masculinity. Since I'm an odd man out in the hive, people are giving me so much attention. I'm supposedly have done something great. This guy wants to take out the competition. And he is experiencing something akin to roid rage. They are addicted to this behavior. Because this technology is getting them high, their elevated dopamine levels are leading to addictive tendencies. They are addicted to this. Some of them have become religious zealots. Since my name is Christopher, they think they can call me Saint Christopher and then torture me to death in some kind of martyrdom ritual and then get away with it. Sell this whole event to the Christian public or to religious people and get away with it. It adds to their level of trying to get away with this, trying to pass a false narrative. Christopher is not supposed to mean anything. These people can time travel. So time is simultaneous. It is not just a linear event. It is also simultaneous. These aliens and Anunnakis can go to a place in the universe in which time is simultaneous. Then they can turn around and interact with the universe in this way. So they can go back in time and create surrogates or make people hear voices using technology. So they can go back in time and use technology on people. And that's what they have done with the Anunnakis and Christianity. The Anunnakis were created out of a primate genome. And this is part of our heavenly abilities. So let me explain one more thing and I'll get into heavenly abilities. So Christianity, several thousand years ago, people started hearing voices and seeing beings in the sky. And then Christianity got started. And Christianity wiped out all the other religions and conquered all the other lands, all the other peoples. And they are forcing their religion upon the world. So these guys have controlled language. They made Christopher mean something. They have made surrogates and controlled the name of the town or the city that I live in, or it's a little community. They've controlled the name of this community. Center Hill it adds to the martyrdom because the center hill was the place that Jesus died. He died on the center cross on the center hill. They controlled the number of my mailbox. It says 3102. If you turn it upside down, it spells soul. They made my initials mean something. So RCWW, Remote Control Worm Woman. They use a woman to drive these worms sometimes. There's men and women doing this. But it means remote control worms. It also means remote control Wakinyawiko, which is part English and part Lakota for remote control alien that's gone crazy, or remote control thunder being that has gone crazy. And if you turn it upside down, it says MMCR, which is another one of my inventions, morality meter. So I created this morality meter for people that work within the ECA. They get, or it's going to be for everybody in the future, but people get credits. You either gain credits or lose credits for every moral behavior that you perform. So if you do something good, you get a morality point. If you do something bad, you lose a morality point. And there's a sliding scale with rainbow colors. So if you're at the very top, you're violet. If you're at the very bottom, you're red. So that's just some of the things they have done to me. They have controlled time around me. They have turned my friends and family members into surrogates. So they have forced Scientology upon my friends and family members. Some of them have heard voices. Some of them have become full-blown Scientologists. So these people assault me constantly. They have damaged my brain badly. See, when practicing Scientology, and if you're creating an alien form, you only remove some of your biology. You leave a lot of it behind so you can still function properly, so you don't become too sick, and you can still function properly, and so you can drive your alien form. They have removed way too much from me. They have removed everything down to the shell, down to the quick. So they plan to torture me to death, then steal my intellectual property and use my intellectual property to save the planet. They take life from people. They take people's things, belongings. They take your life if they want you. This is Scientology. So we're looking at several reasons here why this is happening. First, they have the disposition to remove body parts from people. This is what they do for a living. So they are programmed to do this. They're conditioned to remove body parts from people, which is assault in its own right. Second, surrogate making purposes. So these aliens, they grow large compared to our third dimensional selves. They become giants in the sky. They see us as little Barbie dolls, and they make surrogates out of the human race. So they steal biologies to create surrogates, little Barbie dolls they can drive around on Earth and commit all kinds of atrocious behavior. So two, they take surrogates from the human race. They take biologies from the human race. They steal body parts, and body parts are valuable to them. They can sell these body parts to the highest bidder. There's a body part market in the upper dimensions on Earth. Third, they force assimilation upon people, so they steal life. They've got Barack Obama's biology. He was a surrogate at one time. Either he's a surrogate or he is practicing Scientology. And if they have your biology, if they have turned you into a surrogate, they own your authority. So they keep making these remarks like, I've got me a Barack Obama, or I've got me a Mark Zuckerberg, or I've got me a Bill Gates. And they think that they somehow gain authority using these people's biology or their presence. They call it a presence. And lastly, this technology has a narcotic-like effect upon them. It is causing hallucinations or psychosis, delusions, addictive tendencies, and extreme irritability, and roid rage, toxic masculinity. It is causing these symptoms among these people. I am extremely ill. I keep getting assaulted constantly. They've already damaged my brain severely, beyond repair. So let me get into the heavenly abilities and how they are able to do this. So the human genome produces an Anunnaki. It is a horned being, a horned humanoid that flies through outer space. So we can fly. We are invisible to the human eye. We are invisible to third dimensional sight. So we are invisible to the living. Our skin glows, our eyes glow, and we can breathe fire. There's something to do with molecular transfer, or the way we process energy. There's a light side and a dark side to the universe, a positive and negative side going up through the dimensions. So when you get to the 12th dimension, it's a completely negative side of the particle. We are made out of the same particle, but there's a positive and negative side to it. So as energy passes through our biology, it comes out the other side as hot. It's positive on this side, and it comes out on the negative side. It's hot compared to everything around it. So our eyes glow, our skin glows, and fire comes out our mouth. We have big 12-dimensional eyes that can see things down to the molecular level in the upper dimensions. We can see biology functioning on the molecular level. They can see energy flowing through our brain and central nervous system tissue. So they can see our brain and central nervous system lighting up. They can see individual neurons firing. They can read memories like a book. Using this technology, they can read memories like a video or like a book. Big and little is overcome in the upper dimensions with their technology. They can isolate individual neurons or individual memories and place a device on these individual neurons and memories and stimulate this area of our brain tissue. This allows them to trigger sleep. This allows them to control dreams, so they can give you dreams in a digital landscape. This allows them to drive their aliens. It allows them to isolate thought patterns and stimulate these thought patterns so they can make you angry, they can make you happy, they can make you feel joy, they can make you cry using this technology, these devices to interface with brain tissue. They can have sexual relations with each other in a digital landscape and actually stimulate coitus. They can elevate their neurons and their hormone levels. So it's like they're taking pain pills and steroids at the same time. They are extremely irritable and extremely violent people. So those are part of the heavenly abilities which aliens and Anunnakis have.